Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, this is the first. This is the first JKuch Instagram Live. How's it going? Honestly, don't even know what to do on this because I've never done one before. So we're chilling though. It's all right. How's everyone enjoying the song? Good? It's good? You like it? Yo, that's sick. Yo, so that song I made last year. Yo, what's up, Subarctic? Yeah, made that song last year. Actually, almost around the same time. It was like around September is when I finished the song. It was around when I released with Subsidia, which is actually like quite a contrast, right? If you guys know Subsidia, the songs on that are completely different than what Cabin Fever's like. So it's just, yeah, even at that time, like I was thinking about in 2020, like at that time that I was making the songs for Subsidia and then, making Cabin Fever, I was like, man, there's just like, they're so different. I really have to save it. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, I got to save this song to, get ready for just like not a whole rebranding, but just, just when the time was right. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm just talking about Cabin Fever a little bit and kind of like why that song came around, I guess. So, if you guys, so Cabin Fever is the first single off an album that I'm working on that's coming out. So I'm releasing basically a 10-track album. This is the first one off of it. And I'll be rolling them out each month. So we'll have another one next month and then the one after that. So it's cool. There's going to be a lot going into it. There's a lot of promo and a lot of work I'm trying to put into it, so I think it'll be cool. Yeah, because around like I said last year, so when COVID first hit, I was like super like when like COVID first hit, they'd like quarantine and everything, and it was just kind of I was quarantining for a long time. I know some people weren't necessarily, but I was inside for quite a bit. And at that time, I was like having a whole, I'm sure a lot of people did. Like, I was having a whole crisis of like, all right, what am I going to do? How am I going to, like, what do I really want to do, right? So, that's where Cabin Fever came in, because I was kind of going crazy a little bit. I was stuck inside, and I was like, all right, I don't even know if this music thing's, going to work out or not. So it's like, it's all sorts of thoughts. So I wrote Cabin Fever kind of on that idea of like, don't really know what's going to happen. Oh, what's up, Lodge? What the LOJ? I always say Lodge. Yeah, it just reshaped my mindset on things. And then I just wanted to, I don't know. I want to take things a little bit more seriously, and I'm not like changing my sound or anything. I'm not like, I'm not like giving up on my old style or anything, but to be honest, like where Cabin Fever is, or what style Cabin Fever is kind of where I want to go, because it's a lot closer to what I actually listen to. It's a lot more personal too. I like that. It's just a lot more personal. It's a lot more important to me, and to me, I feel like it's a lot more timeless. I think that's really important. So, to tell you about the album, well, can't tell you a lot. If you've seen any of like the posts I've been making on it, it's just kind of, it's just a whole rebranding thing, and it's just a whole new thing, whole new style, I think, for me. Yeah. How did I get to a point, with complexity or whatever? I don't know. I've always been detailed. Like whenever I made music, I was always like super detailed, just because of Madion. So a big inspiration of mine, like when I first started, was Madion, and he was always like super detailed. I was like, I gotta be like that. So I kind of started. I just started making music with that mindset. It's like I gotta detail everything as much as possible. I always thought that was a cool idea. Um, yes. What's up, Fluid? So yeah, yo, um, yeah. This album's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. I think it's just one of my proudest works. Like I mean, just everything together, everything the way everything flows together just works really well, and everything has a consistent vibe. And with the photos on Instagram, you know how they're kind of darker, have like that bluish tint to everything. That's a big like kind of cue to like what the rest of the album is gonna be following. So it's kind of got a stormy vibe throughout the entire thing, kind of R&B sort of stuff. So yeah, and honestly, like this is the only so like Cabin Fever is like the first song that I put this much time into, as far as promotion, and honestly the longest I've held on to a song for. Like if you guys know me, like I don't hold on to music for that long. Like if I have a song that's complete, I'm gonna release it. I don't usually sit there and hold on to it. I get really anxious when I hold on to it for too long. So, but to me, I felt like it's just one of those songs where it was worth the wait, I guess, and I had to really plan like what organization to get a hold of and like who can help me like get this out there. So it just took a lot of time to figure out. But I think in the process I kind of changed as a person. So like as you guys saw, like there's advertisements that are being run that are kind of like a bits of a music video. So for Cabin Fever, I not gonna release it yet, but there is a music video coming out for it, and I taught myself, me and my best friend, we taught ourselves how to shoot a music video. So like we don't know like what we're doing. I went and bought a camera. I was like, I just want to make a music video. I just want to try it. So just that, and then like animation, like the canvas that you guys see on Spotify. So if you listen to the song on Spotify, you see there's an animation there. Like I did that whole thing myself, and I have no experience in animation. Or also like the trailer for Cabin Fever. That's I animated that whole thing, and I don't know anything on animation, so I just kind of like watch tutorials on it. So just, I guess what I'm just saying is like the whole process of releasing this song, and even the like last 2 months, I've changed so much as a person. It's just been insane. Like I don't do Instagram lives, right? So it's like this is my first one I've ever done. I've always I feel like I've always been like I've always been very hidden, right? When it came to, I feel like most EDM producers are kind of like that. They don't usually present themselves, but I just think I think it was the right time, and for the style of music that it is. I mean, since I do the vocals on the song, and it's just like the next step. It's like a natural progression, there's people like AU5 and all of that, they don't, most EDM producers don't really like present themselves, I guess. So, and I think with me, I'm trying to move away from that mindset and just get more into, I don't know, like presenting myself. Just think it's cool, just lit. Music video was crazy. I'm excited for you guys to see that too when that comes out. That's gonna be out in a few days. That's also one of my like best works. It's like the song is like one of my best works, I think, but also the music video is just like I've never done anything like that. So, to me that's just insane. And if you guys even saw the advertisements or like the previews for it, just everything that like me and my best friend thought, like we just like, all right, let's go film it, or let's try and piece it together into some sort of story. And it honestly just came out perfectly. It took a long time too. Like the music video was like super stressful because one, not used to seeing myself on camera. So like when you're shooting yourself in a music video, one, I'm not photogenic or whatever. What's the term? I'm not amazing in front of a camera, but so like I guess what I'm trying to say is like when we shot the music video, I had a few times where I was like second guessing. I was like, man, this just looks bad, or I don't look right on camera. I was like looking back on the footage every single time we would shoot, like this just doesn't look right, you know. And I realized it was like a process. Like I had to mentally like prepare to, like, I had to almost just commit completely because I was like, man, I'm gonna be in a music video, so I have to just understand that this is, you know, what's gonna happen. So, yeah. So this is for those of you that are joining, yeah. So Cabin Fever is the first one off an album. If you check my Instagram posts, I have an announcement that says, you know, says it's gonna be an album. Yeah, the hat masks my insecurity. Yes, it does. Absolutely. In fact, I think the hat adds to the goofiness because, like, my personality's like, it's kind of the, I don't know, my personality's kind of quirky. It's kind of weird. So I think the hat kind of fits because it's like, it's supposed to be kind of serious. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a wizard, right? Or I'm like some sort of, I don't know. I'm just like a magical being. And that's kind of like what I try and do with the branding and stuff. But I feel like it's also kind of goofy too. You like not something you take super seriously, which I think is awesome. I think for anyone that listens to my music, and I think in general, just the music I've always made, you can always tell it's like it's serious, but it's also quirky because of all the sound design and all the kind of strange sounds that are in them. You know, and all the like Easter eggs and all that. So, yeah. Oh, shit. It's Zavi. Damn. All right. So we got Zavi up in here. I love that there's like so many musicians on Instagram, to be honest. I feel like that's most of my fans are musicians, which I think is really cool, but you know. So I always get like questions about music stuff, which is really cool. But where the new music is going, I think it's about to change. I think this is going to be a lot more approachable for people. Quirky confirmed, yeah. Quirky indeed. He knows. I'm honestly something else. I'm a totally different person around certain people. I just like, you know, when you catch me off guard, if I'm just, you know, when you get to know me, I'm a very strange person, but in a good way. So, but yeah, I'm super excited for this album, and I'm glad you guys love the song. I've been getting like some really good responses on the song, so, which is fucking lit. Actually, is amazing. Hopefully, it stays catchy. I hope it's something that's like super catchy and gets stuck in your head. You know, that way you're just like humming it, you know. I have my best friend, you know, that helped me shoot the music video. And, oh my, there's Omar. What's up, more Kismet? This is my first live Instagram, whatever, dude. I feel like I'm an old person, like, just finding out what Instagram Live is like. I'm like, ooh, what the, no, but, like with Cabin Fever, you know, I want it to be stuck in people's heads because, you know, I wrote the song to be personal, but I also wanted it to be, you know, I want it to be a bop. I want people to be able to hear it when they're like not expecting it. So I tested it with my good friend, who's also named Josh, who also helped me shoot the music video, and I would use him as like my test subject. We'd be like driving in the car somewhere, and I would just like kind of not tell him. I'll just like start playing my song. And sometimes he wouldn't even know. And I'll just start playing it, and then we'll like, you know, go somewhere, hang out, and then we'll get back in the car, and then all of a sudden he's humming it. I'm like, yes, it worked. My plans are working. So he's always my test subject with new music, you know, especially on the album. I've been just like running that over and over and over, and you know, he's like confirming that okay, this is good, it's catchy, you know. So yeah, it's always good to have a test subject. If you're a musician, it's hard to like, it's hard to share music with other musicians because obviously like we're all trying to do our own thing and like trying to figure out we're all going toward our own goals, right? So sometimes it's tough to like share music with other musicians. So it's good to have a good friend of yours or like, family member or just somebody you could just like test your music with and just, have them be your test subject. Not in a, not in a bad way, but just like play the song for them, see what their reaction is and then just like at the end just say, "Hey, that was my song," or whatever. But yeah, it's cool. I'm glad you guys love the song though. Oh shit, I just like missed all the comments. I wasn't even scrolling down. God damn it. I gotta catch up with these. Hello, hello. Oh shit, there's a lot of people joining. I wasn't even paying attention. A few people coming in, some people leaving. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, guys, I'm glad you love the song. It's honestly amazing. But yeah, I was thinking recently with like mentality on a lot of stuff. I've been having such a this whole release has been a freaking crisis for me. Like not a bad crisis. This is just a whole new feeling, a whole new experience for me. And it's been very uncomfortable. Most of this release and working on the songs on the album has been like super uncomfortable. And I think what I mean by uncomfortable, I think it's an important uncomfortable. I think it's just something that's going to move me forward to something good or something better. I don't know. Sometimes like we get stuck in a certain style or like a certain way of releasing, because I've released music the same way for years, so it's always been the same sort of formula I've had to like releasing music, and I never knew there was any other way you could release it, or I didn't know you could do some other things to like get your song out there. So it seems like since COVID hit, I've been like trying to research and trying to just understand like what else am I going to do with my music? I can't keep releasing the same things, and obviously the genres have been different, but like just the release strategy has always been kind of the same. Nothing has been like super advanced when it came to releasing. And I think that's always going to be a thing with like SoundCloud producers. Like, the SoundCloud community has always been we all have a very similar way of releasing. And there's nothing really wrong with that. But I think, I don't know. Ever since I started researching into it and started like learning more, I was like, man, I've been missing out on like how I should be promoting my music and like promoting myself just as a musician, So, yeah, this whole release is it's been insane. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wacky, kooky ride, but it's been awesome. Just do me a favor, if you guys love the song, just keep listening to it. That's my only wish. Just keep listening to it. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I keep like rambling. I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. I was thinking recently, so with releasing, just like getting the song ready to be released, I started realizing how just like an algorithm and just like plays and streams and likes, how much it affects people. And we all know, like, we already know that like that sort of stuff is not healthy. It's not a healthy thing to look at. You shouldn't, and comparison's a big part of it too, like comparing yourself to another musician or comparing yourself to someone else, as far as your likes and comments. It's like, it's kind of bad. I mean, well, it's really bad because, likes and comments and retweets and all of that, that's just like, it's like fake currency. We're almost like, when we start looking at how many likes we get, I think what it is like, I'm gonna get deep. It's like we're what's the word? I'm trying to think. It's like we're how we've always been, like how humans always have been. Humans are, when it comes to survival, right? So I feel like for us, like biologically, like every single time we compare ourselves to others, it's like a biological thing for like survival. Like we're trying to, based on our success, it affects our mood. The more you go toward a certain goal, the better you feel. And that's just natural. That's just how things are. Like if you start achieving things, you're naturally going to feel better, right? So we use likes and comments and retweets and reposts as almost like evidence that we're going toward a certain goal, or we're getting better. But the problem is with that is like, because it's dealing with algorithms and trends and like stuff like that, it's kind of giving us like a false sense of what our value is, or like what, our actual talent, or actual, just our actual value as people. And I think just it's so weird because just biologically we're not built like that. We're built to, we see, and we see the numbers, and it affects our mood. That's just how things are, that validation. And I think that's natural. Like that's just how people are. Like I was talking to a friend of mine recently about me. Like when I first started making music, the biggest thing with me, which is unusual. People always kind of like, what the, but I've always used like comparison, or not validation, but like just comparing yourself to others as fuel to like get where I am. So when it came to like making music, I would compare myself to like Madion. When I was like super young, I was starting out like 2013. I did, I started making music, and I'd hear these musicians that were really, really talented. And I'd start comparing my music, and I was just starting out, but I'd start comparing myself to them. And this would be only months into my like learning how to make music. And I'd be like, I don't understand how they're so good. Like, why can't I just like make music like them? And for a lot of people, like it kind of bums them out, makes them, it can cause depression. Like that sort of comparison is like it's such an unhealthy thing. So, but for me, it's weird. I found like a weird balance, or I've tried to find a balance where it's like comparing myself to others and being like competitive in a sense has helped me push myself to get better. And, the flip side of it as well, like if you're comparing yourself to others, you're just making yourself feel worse, and it's just not the right thing to do. Also, like when it comes to being a musician, you don't want to compare yourself to another musician, because we're all in the same like boat. Like us musicians, we're all trying to gain success, or just share our art, or share music, right? But I've always had that sort of comparison outlook, and I never had it in a sort of spiteful way. I've never like Madion, like I've never, Madion's music, I love his music. But when I was younger, I used to get so pissed off because I'd be like, why is there such a young person so talented and I'm not? And I'd be like, what the hell? Like I just want to make music like that guy. And I would only be in like 7 months into making music. I didn't know much more from there. So, but at the same time, me throwing those little fits and like flipping out, that's what got me to like learn how to do it. Just like pushed me to want to learn how to do it. Cause I'd like I'd go on YouTube and I'd start looking up like how to, dead mouse, sound design tutorials, or like Madion sound design tutorials. Like I would just keep looking up YouTube tutorials on everything, because I'd be like, I don't understand how he does this. Like I want to do this. So it just helped me. So that sort of anger, anger is the fuel. That's what helped me out so much. I don't know. I know that was a rant. That was kind of like a random sort of rant. I'm kind of going off, but I think I'm trying to cycle back to just the comparing yourself to others, how unhealthy it is. And I started realizing recently, just like when you start looking at those things, likes and comments, it's really bad. It's really unhealthy. But at the same time, I don't know. At the same time, it's like a business, when you're running a business, numbers kind of matter. So it's it's a weird thing. It's like a fake currency, like the likes and comments and stuff. I don't know. All right. What other artists do I look up to? I look up to a lot of artists. Honestly, like most artists I look up to now are like not in the EDM realm, which is kind of why Cabin Fever has that sort of feel to it. But I like, honestly, like a big inspiration of mine would be I'm thinking like R&B, pop artists, like just because they inspire me more now than like most EDM producers. You know, I would say like JKuch. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. Tyler the Creator, because Tyler the Creator has that sort of quirkiness to his music that I think is really cool. The Gorillaz, obviously, like the Gorillaz have that sort of mix of genres that really works well. So I think the new music is going to be more toward that realm, without leaking too much. But you know, when I first started though, like Dead Mouse, Madeon, Grin Parrot, all of them kind of helped shape my sound. Matt Zoe especially. But then as I got into it more, I started realizing like the music that I would listen to every day was what inspired me more. So that's a big reason why my new music is moving that direction. So, oh, I didn't read this message, Luke. Sorry. Hold on. I'm catching up. Let me read these. Hold up. Yo. Thank you guys. Electric Mantis said comparison is his biggest problem, and that's why he hasn't released music. Really? Are you serious? I didn't even know that about Electric Mantis. So he stopped releasing music because he was comparing himself to others. And see, like that's where that becomes such a big problem. Like the comparison side of things. It's very unhealthy. I think for me, that's why I think don't compare yourself to others, because it's so bad. What you should do is just compare yourself to what you were before. And I think I do that mostly, but I think for me, I like to be aware of what's around me too. So like if there's a scene or like a community of musicians I'm within, it's good to also be aware of that. You don't want to compete against each other either. It's like there's like a fine line almost. Because obviously every single time I see musicians that I know or I look up to like become successful, I'm extremely proud and like super happy. You know what I mean? But when I look at what they're doing and like kind of compare, I don't do it in a sort of negative way. I just do it in a way of kind of like constructive criticism for myself. Like, all right, well, what else can I be doing? Not like them, you know, obviously want to be my own musician and do my own thing, but what else can I do to make sure I'm keeping up like with what other people are doing? And sometimes like there's just gonna be musicians that just blow up, like, you know, and that's just how things are. Like and honestly, like if that happens, that's amazing. Like I'm super proud of them and super happy. But you know, sometimes you're just like, I gotta figure out what else I gotta do. I don't know where I was going with that. I was kind of just rambling again. Smino. All right, let me read through these. Smino's amazing. Grin Parrot. I don't know what happened to Grin Parrot. I hope it's not the same comparison thing. I swear, if like Grin Parrot also gave up because of comparison, that would be terrible. Be absolutely terrible. Grin Parrot might be doing children's shows scores. Oh, we're damn. It's crazy. Anyways, for those that just joined, yo, thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the song. I know you guys missed what I was saying earlier. I've been going on rants about how just the whole release thing is insane, and how I've been like in my Discord group, I've been like the most not obnoxious, but I've been just overly like panicky with this whole release, and just like, what am I gonna do? Like how, because I've never released a song like this. I never run ads. I never had music video. I never had, I never put this much effort into a release, not just a song, just the entire release. And so like I've just been like super stressed out on getting it out there and executing it the right way, because no one knows how to execute there's like rules to releasing a song, but no one knows exactly how you should do it. Some people will do the bare minimum and then like it'll do super well. It's like, because I've always believed that if the music is good enough, it'll do well. But at the same time, you're also, it really depends, because like there's a lot of artists that I look up to, and I don't really care about their character, and what they kind of symbolize or what they present or whatever. I just love their music. But then there's other people where it's like I love their personality, I love everything that they showcase, and to me, like that makes a huge difference. Just I don't know. So for me, like leading up to this release, I had to think really deeply on like, you know, what should I do to present the new music? You know, should I try and like dig a little deeper and like start showcasing my awesome personality, or like, um, I don't know, just like, I wanted to try something different and actually learn how to like get myself out there a little bit more, you know? So, I'm on TikTok right now, son. If you want to go check it out, I already got TikTok. I don't have anything like, I don't have any actual videos on there, but I'm on TikTok if you want to check it out. Just type in JKuch music. Let me read some of these messages. I've been missing them. I'm kind of ranting here. Yep. Izzard did a whole new hyperpop project. I did not know that. Yeah, so I ran a Discord group, or I run a Discord group, a small one. You can join it just by like joining the my Patreon, and then there's a way you can get linked to check it out. Goodbye to a world. I'm trying to like catch up on these messages actually, because I'm interested like for what everyone's saying. Yeah, you stopped making music a few years ago or a few months ago. Yeah, goodbye to a world. So like there's been like a few times. So Josh or Laxity, I think there was a time where he wanted to quit making music, and he was going through that same thing too, where he actually took a break for a long time because that comparison mindset really screws with you. Um, and so like, yeah, I don't know. It's a really risky thing. I don't know. For me, it's been such a mental draining. It mentally drains you so much if you compare yourself to others. We all know this. Like we get told this all the time. People. Um, Yo, Lizdeck, what's up? What's up? Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I think it's really cool that there's a lot of musicians in here, because I think most of my fans are gonna ending up being musicians, except Josh Diamond. What's up, bro? I know I didn't really acknowledge you, but thank you for joining. Miss you, bud. That was nice meeting you in Boone. That was a cool show. Um, yeah, I mean, funny story with like Laxity is, I've known Laxity for a really long time. Um, you know, and I've known like me and Josh or Laxity, because we're both Joshes. There's a lot of Joshes actually. I feel like Joshes really get along with each other, because I have two best friends that are Joshes, and then Laxity is also named Josh. And um, when we first started, we were like everything clicked really well. Like we were exactly the same. We're both like super introverted, but we both were like trying so hard to just grow and just like avoid, staying introverted forever. So like, uh, but when Josh and I first started, or Laxity, um, he messaged me on SoundCloud, and this would have been, honestly, I don't want to show you the messages, but I want to check and see how long ago it was. Um, it was crazy. It's a crazy long time ago though. It was like right when I first started. Um, but anyways, he messaged me out of nowhere. I had a song called Lunar Rover, and he was like, "Hey man, I want to know if I could remix Lunar Rover." And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And he's like, "I wanted to see if you could give me some criticism on a song of mine." And that's kind of like how our conversation started, you know, on early SoundCloud days and stuff. And you know, ever since then, it's been like, you know, it's just been an insane ride. Because like now, look at both of us. Like, look at Laxity. It's just like humble beginnings. You know, you never know like where it can go, where your music can take you, and like the relationships you make. You know, because there's a lot of musicians I've met starting out that are still doing really really well. Um, and yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to look. I'm trying to look for the message that Laxity sent that all that time ago. Shit, I can't find it. Anyways, yeah, yeah. Early SoundCloud days were really cool. There was a time when I first started making music. I had a lot of I that was when Skype was big. When I first started, I was in a group full of musicians. I was in a group full of really talented musicians that are still around. Um, yo, younger brother. Yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm talking about what was I saying? Oh, I'm talking about Skype, the Skype days. I'm talking about how what was I talking about? I'm talking about how like when I first started, how the SoundCloud community was, and it still is, because you make whatever. I don't know. I can't say much about it because when I first joined SoundCloud, I was like, man, I want to start releasing music on here. I think this will be really cool, and I just like put songs up, and I got like two or three plays on some songs, and it was really cool. But then I had someone named Sam who who actually added me to a Skype group, and the people that were in the Skype group was Alexander Panos, if you guys know who he is, and so a lot of people from Surreal Recordings. There was Maxime, who used to go by Max D. So if you guys know who Maxime is, he's super talented. He does like indie rock stuff. Aloysius, there's a bunch of artists that we just all started out with. C Kid or C Kid Mollusk. So we were all in the same Skype group for a long time, and Surreal Recordings kind of was like a part of that. I became good friends with Tristan, who runs Surreal Recordings, or used to run Surreal, which is kind of dead now, unfortunately. Um, and we just supported each other. Like it was just a nice little community of musicians. And back then it was just like we do Skype calls and just be like sharing music with each other. In fact, on my SoundCloud page, the oldest posts I have on my SoundCloud are remixes from all those people in the Skype group. So you'll have like you could find like everyone that was in the group on my my remix EP. So they all remixed one of my songs. Um, yeah, and I was still, you know, but yeah, it was really cool. It really helped build me as like a musician because we all kind of like took inspiration from each other, and yeah, it kept going and going, and because we supported each other is why, you know, I gained a little bit of traction and that sort of support and knowledge. Like, you know, we all gave each other knowledge because no one knew what we were like. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just like, all right, let's just throw some songs up on SoundCloud. And I was like that for a really long time. I mean, it was up until it took me, what, 2013, 14, 15, 16. Oh, yeah, it took me up until 2017 until I learned like distribution and how to get my songs on Spotify. So up until then, like everything was on SoundCloud, which was fine, you know. And then, you know, you start learning what to do from there. But it takes a long time. Like it took me quite a long time before I even started figuring that stuff out. And yeah, Alexander Panos is Babacon, or was Babacon. Yeah, so we were all the crew, man. We had a lot of people in there. It was really cool. Um, yeah, dude. SoundCloud was and is still pretty cool. I think I'm at a point though where it's like I'm lucky that SoundCloud was still working for me for a while, but I just didn't felt like I needed to move on. I was like I need to not find new audiences, but I got to like find a new way to get my music out there and do some sort of new style and do something more personal and a lot more approachable, but still my style. So that's why I think Cabin Fever is a really good like contestant for that, because it's got my detailing, it's got some really good sound design in there, but it's still approachable for a lot of people. You know, you can easily see people that do or that listen to like R&B and pop can really appreciate it. I feel. That's just what I think. My vocals have gotten a lot better. I think my vocals are way better than they used to be. And it's actually really, I think it's really catchy too. I could be wrong, but I've done a lot of tests. I've been testing the song with a lot of people. So I've been like just way too much just testing it, because it was just a new thing for me, and I was like afraid of like what people would think of it and what new I was afraid of like not I wasn't afraid, I was like curious to see like how people would react to it, because it's not my usual thing. So but I think it was a necessary step, and I think it's really good. I love it. And if you guys love it, make sure you listen to it a lot. Just listen to the song as much as possible. That'll help me out. No, I'm joking. Just listen to it if you really like it. What I would say is listen to it 8 times, because they say 8 times is usually how long it takes until it gets really stuck in your head. So listen to it 8 times and then just let your brain decide on the rest. All right? That'll make it easier. So that way you don't have to like be forced to listen to the song, but then that way you can just like, because I know like if you listen to it 8 times, you're going to be like, oh man, you're humming it. You're going to be like going to the store and humming that song. Yeah, honestly, now that you say that, Luke, actually, hear me talk, like, I feel like the last few months, just like how I was saying, just releasing this new song and stuff, it's just been such a big change for me as a person, and I've just been growing so much that like I feel like I'm turning into a freaking therapist or something, or not therapist, but like I just love talking about psychology and just like what people's mindsets are when it comes to being a musician, because it's stressful being a musician. It's like super, yeah, it's super stressful. So for me, it's always interesting to see like people's perspectives, and that whole comparison thing is really rough, you know. But I don't know. Yo, what's up, Kev? Hey, yeah, I'm glad you guys love the song. I just want to try this Instagram live thing out. Like I said, I've never done this before. I'm an old man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm out here trying to like communicate with people. I was doing I'm trying to get this. See, look, I'm an old person. I'm trying to get the message screen off. I was doing Twitch streams for a long time, and I had to take a break from that because I was getting a little stale. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but that was already getting kind of too much. I'll bring back streams. I'll do streams at some point, but I needed to take a break because it was just I was doing the same thing too often. And there was my mindset going into comparing myself, because that's where that unhealthy comparison comes in. So, yeah. My only advice, I would say, for if you compare yourself to others is like there's like a limit. You gotta limit how much you compare yourself. But I still think the comparison is still necessary. Or compare yourself to how you were before. Compare yourself to an older version of yourself, but also still be like aware of like what's around you, or at least in your community when it comes to, you know, music. So. Yeah, I know that artist. Is it just IRSL? I think that's just how you say it, right? It's not like Ursel. Yeah, I know them. They're pretty cool. They did a remix of mine, actually, of New Year. which was really, really nice. So, I feel like another thing, I'm going to ramble again. All right, get back to work, younger brother. It's good talking to you, good seeing you. Maybe we'll do another live again one day, and we'll talk about some craziness. So, what was I going to ramble about? Oh, yeah, I was going to ramble about how I feel like I'm super grateful and super happy I've been able to be as diverse with the styles and genres that I've done in the past, because I know a lot of musicians, they tend to like stick to a style, and they hit like a certain niche, right? You hit like a niche of like a style and you're like, all right, this is it. I have to continue this, And I'm very fortunate to where I've been able to just flip and flop like every release and just go completely a different way every single time. And just, have like, even last year, like I went from, was it last year? I think so. It was like early 2020. Oh yeah, it was New Year's 2020. I released New Year, which was an indie pop song. And that was like way different than my normal stuff. And then right after that came out Storm, which was like a crazy trap experimental melodic thing. And then after that, what I released after that? Zest. I think I released Zest after that. But just the genres, they just were different every single time. And I think I'm super fortunate that I've had like a consistent fan base because of that. But at the same time, it's once I started like thinking about more like deeper into audiences and like what people listen to, unfortunately, most audiences don't like having someone that changes up or tries to hybrid genres too much. Here's an example, like so my song Curse is a super weird mix of like indie pop, synth pop or whatever, and like dubstep. It was like melodic trap dubstep-y thing. And I love that song. Like, and it's heavily memed on, but I love it because it's just such a good song to me. But at the same time, it's so much of a contrast. Like the whole song is just too much of a hybrid that I think it kind of scared people away. And so, you learn as you go, right? So I think when it came to music after that, I especially during COVID, when COVID first started, I was like, man, I just need to really think about what I'm doing with my music, and people still love that song, but I started just, I just thought a lot about like what I should be doing with my music and where I should be going, and how to be a little bit more careful with how I make music. And, I still want to be super detailed and intricate and all that craziness, but I think I need to keep a solid idea on some of the songs while still introducing those details and, differences without, going overboard. Because I've just gone overboard a lot, which I think is good, but also kind of bad. It just depends on the type of audience you want. And I think my music back then and still now is like definitely fit for musicians. It's definitely more appreciated by musicians because I know most of you guys are musicians, which I think is awesome. Like if the music inspires you, that makes me super happy. But I think I've been having all these freaking like revelations of like what I want. So anyways, I'm rambling. That's just a lot of rambling, guys. So yeah, I know this is a random live stream. Subtoll, what do you say? Let me see. What could releasing a body of work that showcases a progression through the tracks be a good move, like starting a certain genre and then blending it as the EP? Or I mean, yeah, I would say I'd say that'd be a great way to go. Honestly, that's how like my album's going anyways. I mean, not to like say anything, but like the album that I'm working on everything is being made in order. Like, so I'm making a song and then boom, that's the next song on the album. I'm not like I was. I mean, some of them are mixed up, but I originally was going to arrange everything so that they can all fit in a certain storyline. But I found out as I was making these songs for this album, I was like, they're naturally following a story because a lot of them have something to do with my life or they're like very personal. So a lot of these songs in the album are like super personal. And when, you know, real events would like happen, you know, if something bad happened in real life, I would write a song about it. And so like a lot of these things that happened are just, you know, so for me, it just naturally grew. And then not only that, like my vocals have been getting better and, you know, so yeah, I think blending, you know, blending styles like that, it's a really cool idea. Oh, thanks, Josh. Thanks for joining the Patreon, brother. I'm excited to see you in the Discord, man. I think that'll be cool. Anyways, guys, I know I'm rambling. Just before I think I'll wrap up. Yeah, last few things I want to say is just, you know, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for your financial support. No, no, thank you for, you know, listening to the new song. Like I said, the song means the world to me. It's one of the best pieces of music I've made, and I'm super proud of it. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gets stuck in your head so you can listen to it over and over. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my ramble for today. I think I'll do this like every release day. I think that'd be lit, because in that way I'm not, because I always have a hard time like figuring out, all right, what's too much of like live streams, you know, what's too much to do, what's too much of joining. Oh shit, someone else just joined. Oh man, Sybil Sounds. I was just wrapping up the stream, but I'm sorry. Yeah, but the maybe I'll do this every now and then. I think I don't know, maybe I'll do this like twice a month or something. I'll definitely do this on release days, at least. Hopefully I'll get you guys back in here again. I think it was nice. I like talking this stuff out. It's like I'm talking to myself, but not really. I don't know. So anyways, I'm gonna go. It was good talking. Go listen to Cabin Fever. Go share it with your friends. If you got friends that might like it, go send it to them. Ask them to listen. Make sure they listen all the way through, too. Make sure they listen to the entire thing, because that's super important. Make sure they listen on Spotify, too. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read this. Yes. Oh, yeah, bud. The song's out right now. Definitely listen to it. Listen to it on Spotify if you'd like, or listen to it anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm about to end it. I'm sorry. All right, anyways, it's good talking to you guys. I am going to see you next time. Maybe we'll do this in a few days. We'll see. You'll see it pop up randomly. You know, I don't know when I'll be doing this again. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Go listen to it. Go listen to Cabin Fever. Go share it with friends. All right. Everyone have a good day. Goodbye.